Hi matriculants, this is finally your last year. So how to obtain 80% and above or a distinction for your language paper, right? Coming from a top achiever and a person who was able to obtain a distinction with a 1 English mark, right? So this is specifically for language. And here are some tips that I've written down that have helped me. And I really wish I found out about this from written, right? I'm not going to take too much of your time because I know it's exam seasons. So let's quickly go into them. The first one is do past question papers as much as you can. You know, one thing that we've been told most of the time, do math past question papers, physics and all of that. But one thing that I realized is you must also do English past question papers. The fact that we always put in our mind that it's comprehension, I must just get from the text, it's advertisements, the answers are there, language, we just memorize 10 things and we think we're ready. No, from doing past question papers, you now learn your mistakes. You learn that answers must not just be in vague, it must be specific, right? So this is how you're going to do past question papers. Don't just do and write, because that's not going to work. You're going to ask yourself, I'm working hard, but I'm not getting anything. What you're going to do is you're going to download a few past question papers. I would advise 5 to 10. That's the ones that I'm doing, right? Because I know we have so many other subjects. Number one is you're going to do the past question papers. And then you do it, take your time the first one, slowly. You start noticing your mistakes. Here's what I was doing for comprehension. I don't know if you can see, but I wrote a few things, such as I was doing too fast. I wanted to finish faster. The second one is I wasn't really specific on the answers that they wanted. So by doing past question papers, I saw it. That's the first thing. The second thing is the second time you're doing the past question papers, guys, let's utilize AI. You're going to take the picture of your work, and then you're going to take the picture of the questions and the text and whatever, and then you're going to send it into cloud AI, right? ChatGPT does not really allow you to send so much pictures. You're going to send it into them, and then you're going to ask it, okay, where do you think I should improve? Where do you think I'm losing marks? Where am I getting the mistakes? How can I improve? So it's going to analyze everything and just give you. So now when you're going to the exam, you know, okay, I have to slow down. I have to be more specific. I have to do 5, 6, 7, 8, right? Instead of just memorizing things. That's the first one. The second one is time. Time management. Like the paper that we wrote in Term 1, I was done. I wasn't done with the paper because of time, right? So one thing that I did here before writing English or write next week, I made sure that I practiced, or I'm still practicing time management. So after now, you learn your mistakes, you learn the keywords, you learn what a synonym is, what an antonym is, all the words that we have to learn. What you're going to do now is set a timer. Put an atmosphere like it was an exam. At 2 hours, you place the timer, you start working until the time stops. So you're going to practice how to work faster and effectively, faster and in a nice way, right? In order for you to be able to finish it on time, because the only way you can be able to manage time is not the day you're writing, but it's doing it prior to the exam. And one thing that I learned this year in grade 12, mainly from my teacher, is you have to learn every single thing. Most of the time when they say comment, we think because we know English, we know what comment is. When they say imply, what do they mean by implied? We think we know what it is, but we do not even know what it is. So what you're going to do now is all those type of questions, or you can even ask just ChatGPT, what are the questions that are usually asked? So what are the keywords that I must know for English comprehension? It's going to give it to you, ask you to make a PDF and read it, understand each and every single keyword, because that way we're getting lost. So you understand, you ask it, you understand, and you practice, right? When you're asking, you must ask it before your final practice, right? Before the last 2 papers you are practicing, like I said, 5, the first 2 you are slow, you want to find out your mistake. The third and fourth one, you set the timer. The fifth one, you already know all the concepts and everything. It's just the final shake hand, right? So after that, you asked it to give you all the meaning. What is a synonym? You know everything. Don't try to memorize, but try to understand what the things are. Because you will never get into the test and they ask you to define what a synonym is. It will always tell you a synonym of this word, right? And this way, also my other point comes in. I know that we're in grade 12 and the time is not giving. It is not giving. But then you must try and at least read some books every single day. I try at least 5 pages to a book, not our school book, another book, because then you learn certain words and you're like, okay, tranquility means being calm. You know, you learn different words, and when they're asking you for a synonym, antonym, or another word, or a conquered, you will not be confused with it. That one thing that really helped me, even though lately I didn't get the time to do it. And the other thing is eat healthy. I think this is tip number 4. Eat healthy before the exam. Sleep enough. Most of us think that no, cross nights are not helpful. You have to sleep enough, because one thing that happens is after you learn every content in your mind, right, the brain has to absorb it and process it. And it processes during the night. So if you don't sleep, it's not going to happen. It's just going to stay on top of your head, and you think you know, you don't know. That's why you get in the class and everything is blank, because you drank energy drink. And now you may be asking yourself, Asan, but how do I do it? Guys, set everything apart. Remove distraction. It's just for a year, for a few months till we get them. So you cannot, just for a few months, remove every type of distraction. Even literally look at me, don't be fooled by all of this, right? My hair is a mess, everything is a mess. But then just to obtain the marks that we are planning to obtain, we have to sacrifice certain things. It's only for 3 months, for 1 week, for 1 month, and then you're done with it. So put enough time into your studies and sleep and rest. That is so important, because your brain cannot process anything unless it has slept. So after you sleep, you wake up, then you can revise everything. So minimum, before writing, minimum 6 hours of sleep. But if it's in a normal day where you're just going to class, perhaps 4 hours of writing. That's where you put most of the work. But then on the day before the test, 6, 7 hours, sleep very well, wake up, revise. And the not very last one, but the before last one is, you must learn how to breathe in. And even I'm still trying to do this, breathe in and breathe out. When we hear the June exam, it's our last June exam, we sometimes get very nervous, right? And that way it spoils everything, because our brain cannot think under pressure. We cannot think when we are nervous. So what you have to do is tell yourself, I've practiced this. This is one of the reasons we practice. Just take it as a practice test as well. I've done this, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to obtain the marks. In my practice test, the fifth past question paper I did, I got like 55. It's an example, 55 out of 70. So this is going to be a child's play. I've done it already, right? In a very calm way, you're going to see, and it's just going to pass like that. And the last one is matriculants. Let's learn how to pray. Let's learn how to pray as matriculants. Not only the last minute and then you decide to intervene and add God, but let's learn how to pray and tell God, God, I need you to help me with this. Help me remember what I studied. So good luck with your exams. And if I'm planning to make more YouTube videos, so if you think that this is actually helpful and you want me to do other videos such as history, CAT, maths, lit, or anything else, please just add it into the comment section and I'm going to do it. So I hope you enjoyed it.